Most advice tells you what to buy. Today, I'm going to tell you what not to buy. This video is focused on retirees, and I mean, if you're 50 plus, this video is really targeted for you. If you're, let's say, in your 30s, then this could be completely irrelevant, and it really depends. The first thing that we're going to talk about is penny stocks. Now, if you've heard the stories of I invested $500 and made $50,000 in 1 year, this is the classic penny stock sale where they say, I bought this 2 or 3 years ago, and now this is the stock that I'm looking into. And often these companies are either worth zero, very speculative. Obviously, they're more speculative on average because they're a lot smaller and have a lot less stable cash flows generally. And unless you're really going to do like deep research, and I'm not just talking about like you spend an hour Googling stuff about their CEO, but like unless you're going to spend weeks of work figuring out all the documentation about the company, like who their management is, etc., and what's going to happen to them in the future, which if that's your full-time job, you can make a lot of money doing that. But I mean, barring that being your full-time job, or at least a very large portion of what you do, you should stay away from penny stocks. I am a financial advisor. This is my job, actually, and I personally avoid like almost all penny stocks simply because I can look at the company, I can see like, oh, it has these characteristics. It's not worth my time to look into it, because too many times you'll spend hours or days researching it and then it'll turn out to be worthless. The second thing is AI stocks. Now, if AI is going to be the future, however, in 1999 the internet was the future also. This does not mean that you should sell all your AI stocks. I am absolutely not saying that. And I'm not even really saying that you need to sell. I'm not even saying that you shouldn't buy AI stocks. However, you need to be incredibly careful as valuations are stretched in the sector, and it's very questionable how durable their future cash flows will be. If you buy a company in the sector, just be careful and size appropriately. Now, this video is targeted for retirees. If you're a retiree, one of the primary things is not making a lot of money, but protecting your money while you're growing it. So AI stocks can form a portion of your portfolio. However, you need to be very careful. For instance, in 1999, everything was going up, but in 2000 to 2003, the NASDAQ declined by 80% from the peak. And a decline like that could completely damage your retirement. Now, the final thing, and this is going to shock a lot of people, what you should not buy is what the rich buy. Now, I don't mean... What I mean by this is essentially what a lot of influencers online say. Like, this guy bought... I remember a headline several years ago in 2023. This individual bought $5 million worth of puts on the S&P 500. And that was major news. Now, if you look at that in isolation, it's like, $5 million? I need to look into this. However, for all we know, it was a $100 billion portfolio that they bought that protection on, and completely irrelevant. And also, another example, let's say someone buys $50 million worth of speculative real estate in Zimbabwe. Now, that could go really well, or it could go really badly. If that's a $10 billion portfolio, that's 0.5% of the portfolio. That's practically nothing. And following a lot of investors that have actually done the due diligence, done the risk management, and know exactly what they're getting into, just following that because they're rich. Also, how did they make their money? Did they inherit it? I know a guy who made his brother made the portfolio tracker for congressmen, which would allow you to match your portfolios with Congress representatives, and that's one way of trading. And I'm not saying it can't work out well for you, but when you're in retirement, you need to focus on your goals and not, Bill Ackman bought this stock, so you need to also. In closing, focus on your goals. Don't get caught up in the hype of this penny stock is going to 100x, or this AI stock is the future. You definitely need to get in now. A lot of AI stocks are up, especially since 2023, but one speculative stock that this is not investment advice. Consult a registered financial advisor. But one stock that completely declined since 2023 is C3 AI, and it's down 80%. And it's very questionable if you're just YOLOing into AI stocks. And it could really damage your retirement. The final point, which I'll cover again, it doesn't matter if a rich person is buying it. If it's not right for you, you shouldn't buy it. This is Noah Tillinghast from Calidus Capital. If you're interested in talking, you can schedule a phone call via the contact form in the description, and we can talk about what's right for your retirement. Thanks for watching.